When we talk about the most powerful beings in fiction, we usually imagine gods capable of shattering planets or cosmic entities, able to reshape entire universes. But today's battle goes far beyond physical destruction. This is not simply about strength, speed, or energy blasts. It is a clash between two beings who control reality in completely different ways. On one side stands Loki, the god of stories, a character who evolved far beyond the God of Mischief into a literal master of narrative destiny. On the other side stands Dr. Manhattan, the blue cosmic god from the Watchmen universe, a being who perceives time all at once and controls matter at the atomic level. This is not just a fight. It is a philosophical war between science and storytelling, between determinism and free will. One represents absolute knowledge and inevitable outcomes, while the other represents infinite possibility and narrative control. The biggest question is not only who is stronger, but whose version of reality would ultimately dominate if these two forces collided. Dr. Manhattan's godlike power. Dr. Manhattan is one of the most overwhelmingly powerful characters ever created in comics. Once a human physicist named John Osterman, he was transformed after a catastrophic nuclear experiment destroyed his body. Instead of dying, he reassembled himself at the atomic level and returned as a being far beyond human comprehension. His power comes from total control over matter and energy. He can disintegrate enemies instantly, reconstruct objects from nothing, and even create life effortlessly. Entire cities, planets, or civilizations could be destroyed or rebuilt with a single thought. However, his most dangerous ability is his perception of time. Dr. Manhattan experiences the past, present, and future simultaneously. He does not predict events. He already sees them happening. This makes him nearly impossible to surprise or defeat through conventional means. Even death holds no real meaning for him because he can simply reconstruct himself again. His awareness stretches across timelines, and he has even influenced the entire DC timeline itself. In simple terms, Dr. Manhattan is not just powerful. He is the living embodiment of deterministic reality, where everything unfolds exactly as it must. Loki, the god of stories. Loki's transformation into the god of stories represents one of the most profound evolutions in Marvel Comics history. Unlike Dr. Manhattan, Loki's power does not come from science or atomic manipulation. Instead, it comes from something far more abstract: narrative authority. As the god of stories, Loki can literally control the story of reality itself. He does not merely change events, he rewrites their meaning. He can alter destinies, reshape outcomes, and turn defeat into victory simply by changing the narrative context. Loki understands that the universe functions like a story, and he possesses the ability to edit that story. This means he operates on a meta level. He can influence who becomes a hero or a villain, determine how events unfold, and even redefine how conflicts end. As long as stories exist, Loki's existence is guaranteed, making him conceptually immortal. Unlike his earlier versions driven by chaos and deception, this Loki is wiser, self-aware, and focused on controlling his own destiny rather than merely creating trouble. Power comparison. Reality versus narrative. When comparing their abilities, the key difference lies in the level at which their powers operate. Dr. Manhattan controls physical reality at its deepest possible level. He can manipulate atoms, energy, space, and time with absolute precision. His awareness of the entire timeline gives him an almost unbeatable advantage in any traditional confrontation, because he already knows every action and outcome before the battle even begins. To him, events do not unfold step by step. They already exist simultaneously. However, Loki's power exists on a higher conceptual plane. Dr. Manhattan controls how reality functions. But Loki controls how reality is written. Manhattan can change what happens inside the universe, but Loki can change the narrative framework that defines why those events happen at all. This creates a profound dynamic. Manhattan exists within the structure of reality as its ultimate observer and manipulator, while Loki operates above that structure as a narrative force capable of editing the story itself. If Manhattan were to destroy something, Loki could simply rewrite the story so that the destruction never occurred, never mattered, or was transformed into a completely different outcome. This shifts the battle away from raw power and into the realm of conceptual authority. Furthermore, Manhattan's greatest strength, his deterministic perception of time, could also become a limitation. Because he views events as fixed and inevitable, he rarely attempts to change outcomes beyond what he has already seen. Loki, in contrast, thrives on unpredictability and possibility. He represents narrative freedom rather than inevitability. Final result: who would win? In a direct physical confrontation, Dr. Manhattan would appear nearly unstoppable. His atomic manipulation, time awareness, and multiversal influence give him overwhelming dominance against almost any opponent. In terms of raw strength and absolute control over physical existence, he clearly holds the advantage. To most beings in fiction, facing Dr. Manhattan would be equivalent to facing an unavoidable force of nature. However, against Loki, the god of stories, the nature of the battle changes completely. This is no longer a fight within reality. It becomes a struggle over who controls the narrative of reality itself. Loki does not need to overpower Dr. Manhattan physically. Instead, he only needs to rewrite the story so that Manhattan's victory never takes place or is transformed into a completely different outcome. This creates a decisive conceptual advantage. While Dr. Manhattan governs matter, time, and energy, Loki governs meaning, destiny, and narrative structure. In other words, Manhattan controls existence, but Loki controls the purpose and direction of existence. That difference places Loki on a higher abstract level of power. Therefore, the final conclusion is clear. Dr. Manhattan is stronger in terms of raw cosmic power and direct control over physical reality. But Loki, the god of stories, is more powerful overall because he operates beyond physical laws, at the level of narrative authority itself. In a battle where the story can be rewritten, the one who controls the story ultimately decides the outcome. And in this ultimate clash of inevitability versus possibility, the author of the narrative would stand above the master of atoms. Check out my other videos for more epic character crossovers and battles. Thanks for watching, and stay happy and healthy.